We got one coming in from here. Let's take this. Dreadbot says, "Dear CSB, in light of last week's full-throated hard R drops,
Mm.
uh, saved a couple jobs possibly. I don't know, but
I could just I spoke to Wooly like you gotta put a thing up because
because
people
everyone was
people
like,
play this
Wooly
shit
would
at
never.
work.
Why would you? Yeah,
Like, okay, first of all, don't play this podcast out loud at work. You're
bad
stupid.
idea. Bad idea.
Okay, we say
But
all sorts of stupid shit all the time.
I appreciate the clarification here because they're like, when would Wooly ever put one of these up front? And the answer is, I fucking wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
But I'm just like, because the way that conversation went, I could just imagine it sounded like bruh, 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 like to passerby, and then silence, and then you,
uh,
and then somebody go, "What the? What are
so
you
Pat
listening
mess
to,
so
Johnson?"
Pat messaged me going, "Hey, can you maybe just put some things so that people don't get fired?" And I was like, "Okay, sure, fine." But also, what the don't you know your lesson by now? What are we doing here?
Okay, two things you need to do: not listen to this podcast in public
Don't do it.
without headphones, and don't eat during the week's portion of the podcast. Don't be eating food. You don't know what we were going to talk about.
It's rolling dice.
Cause
It's
like
rolling dice.
Wooly, every month, there's one time when we're talking about like our fucking colostomy bag nightmare or whatever the fuck it
Bodies.
is,
Yep.
and somebody goes, "Oh God, I'm eating."
It's
I'm
my
like, that's
lunch.
your mistake. That's
Anyway, so in light of all of that, I'd like to know what your favorite fake slurs are in fiction. I have a soft spot for the term beater from Sword Art Online because of how much weight they put on a silly word. A longtime listener from first time writer from Dreadbot. This has a definitive answer,
mm,
and I'm covering it currently with Sacred and Terrible Air. But the
right.
world of Disco Elysium, bar none. To me, the way you hear like Koiko's, Kip's, fucking loincloths, the absolute just
That's not new. People have said that for sure in the real world.
I haven't heard it. I haven't encountered that. That Krenel was the first time I caught that shit. And the way the venom with which it's delivered, the mechanism that it comes out through is just so filled with bile that like you feel it every time. Koiko in particular is used with such just like it's casual sometimes, but it's hateful other times, and like some of the moments in Sacred and Terrible Air, like there's one in particular that just fucking hit, man, where like you really are going into a world of like, yeah, no, these are storied words that mean something to the people that live in this world, and like we're not just gonna use it as like window dressing. It fucking it cuts, man. Fake words that fucking cut. I don't
All
think
right,
I
Wooly.
felt that from any other slur.
I have sent you an image.
I
I've
see
sent
it.
you, I've sent you an image in your Discord. To those
Uh,
of you who are unaware, the image I just sent Wooly is that of Garrick and Ducat in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, to which one Chief O'Brien would describe them as spoonheads. And it is said with your fucking whole chest in that fucking show.
I mean that one's just extremely similar to reality though. Like that's yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like when you hear a character in Star Trek call somebody a spoonhead, they are spitting it out of their mouth.
Mm, damn, man. I feel like Star Trek could be full of something heads, based on all the forehead shapes and sizes that Gene Roddenberry has designed.
Yeah. But yeah, no. That's my takeaway. Easy.
Okay. And you know
Um
what? Shout outs to Sonic fucking werewolf where I believe Spagos was coined
Yeah.
for the
Well, that's, I mean, you guys
Spagonians.
created that. That's
Yeah,
different. That's not
yeah.
actually present.
No, it's
Oh,
not
you
real
know
at
what?
all.
I
And
want I want to give a shout out to Knife Ears from anything that involves elves.
Knife
And
Ears is good.
and also what I really like, and this cracks me up, is in Beast Wars made by Canadians, they included the swear slash like term slag, which is like a kind of mean thing to say in British English, actually.
Yeah. They were using slag as like a scrap metal term, right? But it actually is a British fucking curse. Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's really weird.
And you know what? Lest we forget our own copyright trademarked, the Queebs
The queebs, woo!
from
I'm a
Quebec.
queeb.
If you're from Quebec,
That's
fucking
my word. You
queeb.
can't say it. I remember, Wooly, you came up with that, by the way. You get all the credit because we were sitting around and you said something the fucking queebs. And I went, "What?" And then it was silent for a second. And I'm like, "That's great. That's great."
You know exactly what I meant. You know exactly what I meant. No explanation necessary. That's the best kind right there.